What's the biggest promise your parents broke? When I was 14, my brother Noah was diagnosed with severe aplastic anemia. His bone marrow had stopped making new blood cells, and he needed constant transfusions just to stay alive. Our parents promised they'd be there every step of the way, that we'd fight this battle together. For the first 2 weeks, they lived up to that promise. Mom slept in the hospital recliner, and Dad brought home-cooked meals. They even made a calendar tracking every appointment and treatment. Then the excuses started. "I have a big presentation," Mom would say. "The client needs these reports tonight," Dad would explain. They started missing his blood draws, then his transfusions. Soon I was the one learning how to read his blood counts, memorizing his medication schedule, and holding his hand through painful bone marrow biopsies. At 14, I learned that platelets look like little bags of yellow jello. I knew which nurses would let me stay past visiting hours and which vending machines had the juice boxes Noah could keep down. I kept a notebook tracking every medication, every fever, every nosebleed that wouldn't stop. One night, Noah's temperature hit 103 degrees. The doctors had warned us that fever could mean infection, and with no immune system, infection could kill him. I called my parents 23 times while waiting for the ambulance. Mom texted back at 3 a.m. "In Cabo for the weekend. Service spotty. Everything okay?" No, everything wasn't okay. Their 11-year-old son was fighting for his life while they posted beach selfies on Facebook. When Noah's hair fell out, I learned to sew hats from his old t-shirts. When he couldn't sleep, I memorized every Harry Potter book to read to him. When other kids made fun of his pale skin and bruises, I was the one who punched Tommy Reynolds in the face, even though it got me suspended. My grades dropped. I quit the soccer team. College prep courses turned into study halls where I researched experimental treatments on my phone. Meanwhile, my parents were networking at wine tastings and golf tournaments. The worst came when Noah needed a bone marrow transplant. The doctors tested our whole family. I was a perfect match. Mom and Dad signed the consent forms between business trips, like they were approving a field trip permission slip. I spent 6 weeks recovering from the harvest surgery alone. Mom sent flowers to the hospital with a card that read, "So proud of you both." She didn't even sign it herself. It was the florist's handwriting. Noah got better slowly. I tracked every blood count, celebrated every small victory. When his numbers finally stabilized, our parents threw a huge end-of-treatment party. They invited photographers, local news, their business partners. They gave speeches about their journey and never giving up hope. That night, I found Noah hiding in his closet. "They're pretending," he whispered. "Where were they when I was scared? When I thought I was dying? You were there, not them." I started researching that night. By the time I turned 18, I had everything documented. Every missed appointment, every ignored call, every Instagram post from their self-care vacations while their son fought for his life. The judge took 3 hours reviewing the evidence. He asked our parents basic questions about Noah's condition. They didn't know his blood type, couldn't name his medications, hadn't even bothered learning the name of his disease. I got custody 2 days after my high school graduation. We moved into a tiny apartment near the hospital where Noah still had weekly checkups. I took online classes at night and worked at the hospital lab during the day. Last month, Mom called crying. "Dad has stage 4 pancreatic cancer. They need someone to coordinate his care, navigate insurance, manage his medications." "We can't do this alone," she sobbed. "We're family. We need you." I met them at the oncology center, the same one where Noah spent 2 years of his life. I watched them fumble with insurance forms, flinch at the sight of needles. When the nurse called Dad's name, I stood up. "The pharmacy is on the 3rd floor," I said. "Billing is on the 1st. Good luck finding someone who shows up." Then I walked